Welcome to Lifting You Up with Kasandra Prieto, sponsored by Tucson Appliance Company. We are back with another show this beautiful Saturday morning, and we have a very, very special guest. And I should say two guests here today from the Haven. Ladies, how are you doing?
Absolutely fabulous.
Yay! Good. How are you doing, Emilia?
I'm doing well. We're so happy to be here.
Good. I am so excited to have these ladies here today. I feel like we're going to hear some really heartful stories, but also we're going to get to hear a lot about this wonderful organization that has been so helpful, and like firsthand, we're going to hear what the impact's been. So I'm really excited to dive into that. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So guys, why Lifting You Up with Kasandra Prieto? Why are we doing this? What is our mission behind this? And we get started with the space where inspiring journeys, powerful voices, and community pride come alive. Here we break through old programming, celebrate our culture, and remind each other that we are stronger and then when we rise together. Every conversation is filled with meaning, heart, and the vision of lifting our community higher. So, without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about who's here today. We have, on Lifting You Up, we're joined by two incredible women from The Haven, a Tucson nonprofit helping women heal and rebuild their lives. We have Emilia, and okay, please help me out with your last name. I don't want to mess it up.
It's Honkasaari.
Honkasaari. Oh, look at the accent. I love it. Honkasaari. Vice President of Communications and Development, leads the organization's mission to reduce stigma and share stories of recovery. And we also have the lovely Shandra Bailey, I can say that last name, an educator and former program member, now helps other women find hope, strength, and purpose through their own healing journeys. Together, they embody the power of transformation, compassion, and second chances. So I'm going to go into the bio that I have for both these ladies, and then we're going to dive right into our questions, because that's what this whole program is about. Shandra Bailey is an educator at The Haven, where she helps women heal from trauma and discover the power of living clean and sober. Once a member herself, Shandra turned her own journey through recovery into a purpose, using her story to inspire hope and change. And we have Emilia
Honkasaari
is the vice president, as we mentioned before. With a decade of experience in storytelling and nonprofit leadership, she's passionate about breaking stigma, building understanding, and helping women find their way to recovery. So yay, I'm so excited about this. Let's go ahead and dive in. Shandra, are you ready for your first question?
I am.
Yay, okay. So talk to us about a specific turning point. We all have so many in our lives, but talk to us about one that literally you had to make a decision that changed absolutely everything for you.
Well, I would have to say, from that perspective, it was whether or not I considered myself what I look like on the court documents.
Right?
Okay,
yeah.
And the perception of others, and what I felt inside of myself.
Absolutely. That has to involve so many different emotions, so many different decisions. It sounds simple, but it sounds like there's a lot more to it. So dive on in. Please tell us more.
Well, it really was a moment where I had to do a lot of deep introspection inside of myself to realize that I was not just what I was perceived to be, that I was more than that, and I had more to offer, and I wasn't going to accept what I look like at that moment in my life. And but also realizing that I would have to start from below ground zero to rebuild my credibility and my reputation.
Okay.
And my yeah, that's it. My credibility and my reputation, and then work from there out in to use my story as an influence for good instead of my story as an influence of disaster.
Right. So, and I love where I feel like this is going to go, Shandra, because I want to, every time we talk about turning points, I like to go to like try to remember the moment of, right? And it's really difficult because I feel like there's all kinds of moments that lead to this point in time where we actually have action, right? So tell us a little bit about some of the events leading up to that. I feel that our upbringing doesn't always necessarily equip us, maybe, right, with the right tools to make the decisions, to listen to ourselves, to love ourselves, to, I mean, I feel like this show is so much about that, really breaking through what we're taught and being true to ourselves. And how do you even get to that? So, for anybody listening, I would love for you to share a little bit more about, you know, what are some of the steps that you slowly took throughout the years until you got to that moment? And I don't know if that kind of makes sense.
That moment came. I remember the moment.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Most people are like, well, okay, perfect.
I remember the moment. And that it came while I was in Pima County Jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be very, very frank and honest and open because I believe that's the only way to be.
Yes.
And I had received a plea agreement, and it was a prison only plea agreement. And it was really the first time in my journey post divorce that I realized, wow, I'm in really big trouble. This is not little trouble. This is big trouble. This is serious trouble. And I had shared my story or events that kind of contributed to my circumstances at that moment with a lot of different agencies, individuals, you know, a lot of things. And I always kept thinking, okay, somebody was going to say, what happened to this woman who, after 50 years of living, has ended up in this situation? And what can we do to help her? So, but the moment came with the plea, prison only plea, realizing that there was no one coming to my rescue.
Oh, that's a big one. I'll have to elaborate a little bit, but keep going.
There was no one coming to my rescue, that I would have to rescue myself. And that I was not going to settle for what the perception of what I had become through these experiences into what I knew I was capable of. And yes, I had gotten myself into some deep trouble. But the journey of making that decision, realizing that I am my own white knight in shining armor.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And
it's
that
so
I would
hard.
have to claw my way through the mud to rebuild my life, my reputation, my credibility, and then my influence.
Wow.
And so that was the moment. And I forgot exactly where I was going with that.
Man, that is beautiful. So, some of the, or what I usually do is try to kind of reflect what I'm receiving and just to kind of just give it some extra emphasis. So, one of the things that you said that, gosh, I mean, I feel like I heard this through a Tony Robbins seminar a couple of years ago, is that one of the most difficult challenging things to accept is that no one is coming to save us. But it is one of the most beautiful gifts and the most beautiful information we can receive when we accept that. Because there's two sides, right? There's like the helplessness of what we're taught. I mean, because honestly, we're all kind of taught that to depend, and we're victims and all of this.
Yes.
So we're always waiting at the mercy of who's going to come for us. Everybody's waiting for that. Gosh, I get chills when I talk about this. But now, the most beautiful thing you can do is understand and accept that only you, because when you realize nobody's coming for me or to save me, you have to be your knight in shining armor.
Yes.
It's the most beautiful thing that you'll ever understand, because you don't have to rely on anybody anymore. Exactly. It is you.
And that's where I was going, that I forgot I was
there
going
you go. You're welcome.
That I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. At the same time, I wish there was an easier way.
Mm-hmm.
But the strength that I found within myself,
right,
to be able to persevere and persist in this mission I had utterly for myself, my own survival, right. Not just survival, but what am I trying to say?
For you potential. To move on to
yes, to the pursuit of my potential.
Yes.
Right. And I remember that moment, and it was a beautiful moment. Yet I knew that it would take an extreme amount of difficult work that only I could do.
Right.
Which is the message that my intention is to share with our members, is that this is work only you can do, and that through the struggle of this work, you will find the strength within yourself that you never thought was there.
Yes. Oh, you answered the last question. The second question. I love that.
And throughout the journey of this pursuit, you yell and scream at the heavens like, I don't know what you're thinking. I cannot survive this. This is way beyond my capabilities. And when in all honesty, we are the best. I'm going to share a little bit of my philosophies here.
Yeah,
we are the best expert on ourselves.
Absolutely. And the worst critics of ourselves too.
Yes. Which that's a whole nother show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We are the experts on ourselves. Only we have the answers that are going to propel our success towards our potential. We may have some guides, we may have some people that put in their 2 cents worth and all of this, but in all actuality, to learn to trust yourself, that you have the answers for yourself, and that you are capable of solving any challenge that you're faced with. Even if you make a mistake, you have the strength to get up and try again. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that made me look like. Okay, yeah. Let's try again.
Let's try again.
Let's try again.
Try again. God, I have so many takeaways from what you're saying. Try again. I love it.
You fall down at 7, you get up 8.
Exactly, and it's not failure until you give up.
So
unless you give up.
Unless you give up, but you can always not give up. Make the choice not to give up,
and you'll never be a failure.
And you'll never be the failure. The whole principle of growth mindset.
Absolutely.
That I hope that we are really pushing in schools these days for our children.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
And the cool part is to that point. I think that's such a valid point, because even me growing up, I'm in my 40s, and I just think back to school and just like the amount of lacking there was in like this world that we're awakened to now, right? I mean, kids now have YouTube, we have the internet, we have so many resources if you truly want them. But where they're spending the most time, you would think that's where they should have it. But as they don't, I see us, at least here in Tucson, I'm seeing so many different organizations pulling together like Big Brother, Big Sister, and just different programs and nonprofits that offer these additional services at no cost for students to have more communication skills or life skills, or what is it, the Girl Scouts. We had the CEO here, and she went through the program, and she just talked. I'm like, wow, I never went through it. I didn't realize that they teach life experiences, but not everybody could afford them, and all of that stuff. But I love this. Okay, so you answered the second question, which I love, and I'll just reiterate. You said the second question is, what did you learn about yourself that you had no idea you had in you? And you talk about strength that you didn't know you had. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Because the first thing that I learned was that I was irreplaceable in my children's life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was the very first thing that I learned. And that lit a fire within me that helped open the conduits of my internal strength. Right? And the other thing besides, I liken it to, I am stronger than the storm. I know that's a quote, but I learned that I was stronger than the storm, which was shocking.
Yes, it is. It really is. That's why it's such a big deal when you understand it.
Yes. And then the other thing that I learned was that I do not have to be perfect to be a positive influence to those around me. And that is something that held me back a long time. Was, okay, I need to have my ducks in a row. I need to know about this. I need to at least be good at X, Y, and Z. Guess what? I'm perfectly fabulous, just all on my own.
There you go. I love that. Did you guys hear that? You are perfectly fabulous. Exactly how you are. I love that.
And at the risk of sounding cocky.
Yeah.
Right? There is a quote that I first heard when I was in treatment at the Haven that empowered me to let out my greatness, whatever that is, as quirky, as imperfect, as not all people will like, right?
Well, because most humans, or a lot, I should say not most, but a lot of people haven't been through the awakening and they're not open. So we say it's quirky because it's kind of newer, but it's the most beautiful and the best way to live your life.
It is.
We're just uncomfortable with it because we weren't brought up in it, right?
Exactly. We were brought up to conform.
The opposite.
Conform. You don't want to lose your tribe.
So it is greatness and it is beautiful. And you say those words with all of it, girl.
Yes. May I read a quote?
Yes, absolutely.
This is the quote that I first heard in treatment in 2019. And this is by Marianne Williamson. And it is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
I love that.
As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And this quote has given me the confidence and the strength to just be my authentic, quirky,
I love it.
Blah, blah, blah self.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to dive into our last question because we want to still, so if you guys have heard Shandra mention the Haven a couple of times, and we want to get into what that's been. But Shandra, last question for you. If you had one thing to say right now to the audience, someone's going through a similar situation, they're struggling, they don't know what to decide, they're within themselves and they don't know how to be themselves. What do you have to say to that person right now that's listening?
Don't think about it too much.
Oh, there you go. It's as simple as that. Just don't think about it too much.
Don't think about it too much, and just make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
If you're struggling with who you are, try something on for size.
Exactly. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Right? It's scary, but
it's scary. What's gonna happen? The sky's not gonna fall.
Exactly.
You may be hit by something, the bird flying overhead, might drop something on you, but that's the worst that can happen.
I love that.
If somebody doesn't like you, move on.
Exactly. There's enough human beings on this planet. You don't have to focus on the one. Shandra, thank you so much. Yes, I so appreciate your share, your transparency, you being here fully. And I hope that you all had a lot of takeaways from that conversation. We're still going to continue here for a few more minutes. We want to talk about this beautiful, wonderful place that you had the opportunity to be a part of. Emilia, talk to us a little bit about what you'd like to share about this magical place.
Mm-hmm. Haven really is a pretty magical place. We've been around for 55 years.
55.
So long roots in the community, always helping women and children. And our conservative estimate is that we have served at least 10,000 women throughout these years. And then if you think about the ripple effect, that is women and their children and their spouses and their other family members. So it's a lot of healing in the community.
A lot of healing.
That has happened at the Haven.
So tell me a little bit about, and I don't know how much you can or can't say, but give me a few examples of women that might be listening that could possibly be in need of this program and just kind of what they could initially expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we serve women and anybody who identifies as women, and our doors are always open. We serve, as I said, we've been around for 55 years and we welcome people without any judgment, no stigma, just love and open arms. And I think that's the main thing that people should know about the Haven, that we don't judge or shame people, but we really welcome them.
What kind of struggles are they typically going through where you see that they really strive?
I think Shandra can talk more on this, but a lot of the women who come to the Haven have experienced immense hardships and trauma. Okay. So nobody just wakes up and decides to, have a substance use disorder. It doesn't happen like that. So usually there's a lot of underlying trauma. A lot of the women have been incarcerated. They have experienced homelessness. They have experienced domestic violence, childhood neglect and abuse. Like the list goes on. There's a lot of hardship that our women have gone through. So it is really, we treat the substance use disorder, but we also treat a lot of the underlying trauma.
Got it. And then when they come in, do they meet with someone and then you build like a program based off of all the resources that you guys have for them?
We have a residential treatment program and intensive outpatient and outpatient. So it's kind of 3 different levels of care. And women can enter any level or go through all of it, so whole continuum of care. And we offer recovery housing as a part of the intensive outpatient program because we know women cannot focus on their recovery if they have to worry about unsafe living conditions.
Absolutely. Tell me, where are you guys located? If someone is thinking about it and they don't know if they might fit or if this is for them, where could they initially reach out? Do they go in person? Can they call?
Yes, you can call us. You can visit our website to find out more about the programs. We're located in Midtown Tucson. Have been in the same location since late 70s. So also have long roots in the community in that way.
Yes.
And people can visit our website. It's thehaventucson.org, where you can find information. And there's you can reach us via email, website, contact form, call us. As I said, our doors are open. And we also allow women to bring their young children into treatment with them. So that is something very unique that the Haven offers.
Wonderful, yes. And if somebody wanted to come in, can they just walk in instead of calling, or is it?
It's not really we don't have admissions 24/7, so
Okay,
calling
so
first
calling
or
would
reaching
be
out
best.
is the first
Okay.
step.
Is there any Spanish speakers at all?
They are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
we have Spanish speaking staff as well.
English and Spanish. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to just say that briefly in Spanish. Para todas las personas que nos están escuchando, tenemos aquí a la organización The Haven. Ayudan a mujeres que han pasado por trauma, por muchas dificultades en su vida. Puede ser de cualquier nivel. Ayudan a las personas, a las mujeres y sus hijos. Pueden ser adicciones, pueden ser falta de donde tienen de vivir, pero esta organización tiene 55 años y ellos están aquí para ayudarles. Se pueden informar más en el website que tienen en internet. Va a ser thehaventucson.org y eso va a ser, eso me lo pueden preguntar a mí, si me mandan un mensajito, yo estoy feliz de la vida de conectarlas con ellas, pero si alguien allá afuera está buscando algún recurso, está batallando, tiene algún dilema de trauma, de situación difícil, esta organización puede ayudarlos. Entonces, comuníquese conmigo, ya saben siempre cómo comunicarse y yo los voy a poner en comunicación con ellos. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. We still have a couple of minutes, so I will say, Shandra, would you, and I'm going to just kind of put you on the spot, would you care to share your biggest takeaway about your participation at the Haven? What's if you could just pick one thing? I know that you're going to love everything, and there's so many things you could share with us. Just one of the biggest highlights that you've taken away from your participation at the Haven?
Crazy. I'm not alone.
Oh. I'm not alone. I love that. Thank you. I so appreciate you two coming by. And I hope that everyone really shares, not only take this in if this is something that you might be needing or in need of, but if you know someone that might be needing of these services, even if you don't know fully, but share the mission, share that these organizations exist, and there's so many. I mean, we talk about Tucson being one of the biggest nonprofits that there are. There's more nonprofits not in Tucson, sorry, in Arizona than there is anywhere else. We have nonprofits that support other nonprofits. So there are resources. Don't stand alone. And like Shandra said, there you won't be. So thank you so much for having us here with you for the last 30 minutes. This was Lifting You Up with Kasandra Prieto, your best friend in real estate, sponsored by the man, the myth, the legend, Chris and Corbin Edwards with Tucson Appliance. It was an honor being here with you the last 30 minutes. We have a lot more guests, a lot more inspirational stories. If you or anybody you know wants to come on the show, wants to provide resources, wants to share an inspiring story, make sure to reach out. Please, always big shout out to our sponsor, Chris Edwards from Tucson Appliance. His son, Corbin Edwards, he's up and coming, a young, sharp kid. They're so involved in the community. Any appliance needs, please make sure to reach out to them. Also, any house needs, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, make sure to reach out. I'm happy to just sit with you, inform you. It's a very challenging time. As you all know, I've been in real estate for about 7 years, and this year has been a very challenging one. It's not the right time for everybody to buy or to sell. So if you just have any questions, I'm always here for you. Thank you for being here with us today. We hope that we continue inspiring and just adding positivity to our community, because it's been a challenging year. And your story, Shandra, today was just really touching. Thank you for being present and here fully. Thank you. And Emilia, thank you for bringing Shandra. Thank you for all you do for your community and for all the people that you guys work with. I think it's beautiful, and we just are eternally grateful for your share today in the last 30 minutes. Do you ladies have anything to add? We've got about 25 seconds.
One last announcement. We are celebrating, the Haven is celebrating its 55th anniversary on November 21st. at the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona. So there's more
Awesome.
information about the events on our website, which is thehaventucson.org.
thehaventucson.org. We will see you guys next Saturday. Thank you so much. We hope you took a lot away. And we will see you next Saturday at 9:30 on 92.5. Yay! Woo-hoo!